There's no question about that. The police receive calls from victims or witnesses of crimes or offenses, and they provide a description. But it's a description that is so vague that, of course, they can go into a wholesale process of stopping and frisking anybody who fit that description. That is unfair. However, even though that is a good soundbite, I wonder how it is that a congressman from that district will be able to put a stop to that practice at the city level.
Well, he certainly couldn't do it as a congressman, but certainly as a voice that's stepping up when it seems that so few of the Black and Latino leadership in this town is willing to step forward on that issue, and I'm not sure why. Do you have any ideas?
First of all, I think obviously it's a very bold position for him to take. This is, and we see it time and time again, that this is a law and order city. You know, so a lot of people vote on, you know, we've seen and we mentioned the past two mayors. And Commissioner Ray Kelly is extremely popular. Mm-hmm. And they take credit. Obviously, crime initially started to go down during the Dinkins administration.
Yes, something
but
that
Rudy
still a lot of people
Giuliani
don't know. Yes.
Took the issue and made it his own. I'm the law and order mayor. If you want squeegee men and you want these people back in your life, you vote for the other guy. Right. I'm going to make sure that, you know, the city's safe and quality of life goes up. And they've really, you know, championed that cause. And the city overwhelmingly, again, an overwhelming Democratic city, has voted for these men on more than one occasion. And that's been one of the issues that they vote for, obviously, the fact that crime is down and quality of life is up. And that's where you see the change, especially in Central Harlem. People view it as safe. There was a time where people obviously wouldn't want to live there because the crime was up.
Including a lot of Latino and Black areas of the city. Of course. But that also speaks to, at least on that issue, a conservatizing of a lot of the Black and Latino electorate. Because if Black and Latino elected officials don't want to go there about racial profiling, it must be because they think that that's dangerous territory.
Exactly, it is very dangerous. And also, let's be frank, Dave, how many people are asking that question? You're probably the only one asking the elected officials that question. I don't know of anybody else asking them that question or to take a position then and there. So I don't know if their communications people prep them for that one, because not too many people asking that question.
And not only that, the people who are affected by the policy of stop and frisk tend to be people who are less likely to turn out to vote.
Yes, but for one thing, they're mainly young.
Correct.
They're mainly young. And it also colors their very first interaction, for many of them, with the police department. And it certainly leaves a bad taste in people's mouths.
Certainly.
I would think that if I was the PBA, I would be concerned about that, developing kind of anti-police attitudes from a very young age.